Cheated and I've lied. Broke down and I've cried. I've got nothing to hide. Good morning, everybody. Can you see me and hear me? And am I not echoing? I think I have this hooked up right. Thought I was going to have to sacrifice my second screen today because I couldn't get it to work. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get started. Crap, what was I going to say? Oh, I have an imperfect box here. There's like a little birthmark on it of sorts. So I'm going to be giving this one away. Maybe we'll do halfway through the live. Can someone remind me I'm starting at 10:30, so 11:30. Can someone remind me at 11:30? I'll do like a random, pick a person. Okay. Let's get started. Get back up a little bit. I felt under attack last week and saw my Granny Margaret dressed in armor as she helped me. If it was her, does she have a message for me? Does she have a message for me? Where's my place? Chef's kiss is on the back of this one. The wisdom I leave behind is to cherish love more than material things. I need you to trust that you are on the right path even when it feels uncertain. Something in your reality is contradicting an intuitive feeling that you have, but you're being guided to go with the intuitive feeling. Chef's kiss, it's like a need to trust yourself there. I put my tokens in a little jar. I'm very excited about it. I don't know what that is. 118. Creation of life, art, or romance, material or maternal and stable in love. Oh, maternal. Grandmother. Oh, so that was the confirmation. Yes, maternal, grandmother, and then the other stuff I just said. Can't find my sister's emerald ring. Have any idea where it might be? Sister's emerald ring. It was disconnected. Travel comes first. Travel, then disconnect. So I lost it when I was going somewhere that I haven't been back to yet. Temperance. Somewhere that I was a while. So this could be like I sat at a doctor's office a long time and I remember it being like a long time type of thing, or like it took a while to get somewhere. Like maybe it was supposed to take half hour. It took an hour. I lose it in travel, or I'm traveling and I lose it, or it's with me in travel and I lose it. Message from my mom and a song. Message from my mom. It's the table and chairs with coffee. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Our connection is strongest when you trust that I'm listening. The wisdom I want to pass down is that you're more powerful than you've ever been told. And It's a Big Deal by Binks is the song. That's like encouragement to go forward with something. Like, what may feel like inconsequential will actually have bigger ripple effects. So go forward with it. Starting acupuncture and Reiki with Amy, trying to clear my blockages. Is she the right person? Is she the right person? It has nothing to do with the outside person and everything to do with you. 9 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups in reverse is like, don't seek externally for what's found within. So it's not the other person that's going to be able to remove or not remove your blockages. It's how you translate their advice to remove them yourself. So focus less on the outside person and more on facing things as they come up from the perspective of your higher self. A horse, workhorse. It's going to take a lot of work. Is this fuzzy? Maybe it's unfuzzy now. No, it's not. Okay. Oh, there's a need to get clarity on something there about what I just said. It's like you're not clear where the resistance is. You got to locate the resistance so you can clear it. Any specific message? There's some kind of redirection coming that's going to help release you from some kind of persistent worry. So it's not that the solution is coming, it's that the direction of where the solution is coming, and that helps alleviate the tension. So follow those intuitive nudges that feel like they're pointing you towards an eventual solution, even if it's not the whole thing at once. What is it my spirit team wants me to address? What is it my spirit team wants me to address? A money blockage or a mindset associated with it so that you can free yourself to collaborate in a different way or to build community in a different way. What money wound dialogue is playing in your mind that's keeping you from taking action towards maybe stepping outside of your comfort zone as it comes to either collaborations or community? Token and song for this week. A gift. And Strong Enough by Cher. A gift. It's like you're getting a realization of why something didn't work out so that something better could come along. This is like not getting what you thought you wanted so you could get what you needed. And you're getting the gift of realization as it pertains to that. Because you were strong enough to put yourself in observer mode instead of being defeated by it. Will Wendy Alderson eventually be charged with conspiracy to commit unaliving in the death of her husband? Oh, yeah. She tried to run away. Charged with conspiracy to commit. Charged with conspiracy to commit. I feel like they'll eventually take action. Yeah, it's like they need something, though. They need somebody to turn, or like they need somebody who has given information to give something specific so that it can stick, right? It's like if they're at 80% right now and they want to get to like 90% solid before they go through. So I feel like they're putting pressure on the right person to get that to happen. Messages from Dad. Oh. Okay, so I dropped that on my phone and my phone went back to the previous song, It's a Big Deal by Binks. And there's 2 Joker cards. Spring is a season of renewal. Expect something to come full circle. So we're approaching spring right now. So something is about to come full circle. It's a big deal. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. The answer you're seeking is coming in spring, and it's going to have some kind of ripple effect. A secret. This doesn't feel like it has anything to do with your dad per se, but like something in your life that you've been trying to piece together. Imagine by John Lennon is a song. Message and a song. Message and a song. Kindest Regards by Whit Lowry, which is interesting because this is like walking away. That would be kindest regards. Trust yourself here to know when it's time to put an end to some kind of train of thought that the train is just going in circles. Like, know when to get off the wheel. This feels kind of like a coulda, shoulda, woulda, and it feels in relation to someone who's passed. Like, it feels like don't what's that word? Ruminate? Ruminate? I think it's ruminate. Don't ruminate on something at your own demise. There's no need to. Know when to kind of get off that path of thought. How do my aunts really feel about the relationship between JS and JC? JS, JC, JS. JS, would it make sense to say, well, the distance is like the blame game of distance. Like, it's your fault we're not close. No, it's your fault we're not close. Well, you started backing away first. No, you did. Like, it feels like that. Or like this, okay, they backed away and I let them go. Like, I let them back away. JC. But this is more like I'm disappointed in the lack of communication. Where the other one's like, you backed away and I let you. This one's more like, I wish we were able to talk through something specifically, if that makes sense. Message from my spiritual guide and a song. Head Start by Lucidius. You need to walk away or redirect energy from something that doesn't feel as good as it did when you started. It's almost like there's a need to change scenery in terms of where your energy is going and find something that's more emotionally fulfilling. This could be temporarily. Maybe it's like, for example, a project where like I've been working on it nonstop and now I need to take a break to do something fun. Like, it could be that. But it feels like there's a need for that actually helps progress once you give yourself the break. What's the deal with the random jabs from my daughter last night? What's the deal with the random jabs? It's kind of giving like you're my safe place. 10 of Wands, a burden, Empress in reverse, onto you. You hold the burden. 4 Pentacles, because you're my foundation. You're my safe place. So depending on what exactly this means, it could be like acting out to get attention because you're my safe place. It could be like subconscious comfort seeking, depending on kind of how it happened. But it's like you're a place to put my burdens down or help myself with my burdens. A message from my paternal grandpa. I'm going to go to the super chats in a second. A message from my paternal grandpa. Look at the repeating patterns. When you stop resisting, the message will become clear. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. I have Tell Him That I'm Coming by Lathan Warlick. This is like I'm bringing a specific answer to you because it's time for you to see it clearly. And I've been working very hard, being met with delays, but now it's time. This is something he's going to bring to you in private, like an answer only you would understand what it means, even if you got the message in a room full of people type of thing. Like a confirmation of sorts is how that feels. Present. All right, let me go to this list. Message and a song. Wake Me Up by Aloe Black is the song. There's something that can be approached from a different perspective where there was previously a desire to control the outcome. There's a way to shift it so that you're not looking at the outcome, you're looking at the actions irregardless of the outcome. So like, I'm not thinking about what steps I need to take after this. I'm just in this moment with this step, kind of rolling the dice of sorts. A situation that needs to be approached differently. Like approaching the perspective as if you were your higher self. Like, I'm not being me, I'm being my higher self. Even if it feels a bit silly, this is how I go into observer mode and handle this situation, type of thing. What spiritual gifts do I have, if any? What spiritual gifts do I have? Well, High Priestess coming out. Something that isn't necessarily like, I don't feel like your other family members would necessarily talk about spiritual gifts in that way. And that may be why you're like, are they there? Are they not? Because you didn't necessarily have the tools to know that they were there. But High Priestess would say that they are. You're just in the dark about them because it feels like something not necessarily carried through family. It's more just like you've seen these gifts through friendships. Like you've seen yourself in relation to the gifts through friendships and things like that, as opposed to like having the tools to know them. I feel like the way that you get there is inner knowing to start and then kind of building that. Like, I'm looking for a sign in relation to this, or this is how I'm interpreting this download. It's almost like start learning about the gifts that are already there and you'll kind of learn how to work the gift, but it's like an inner knowing. How do I bring more traffic to my Etsy shop? Should I start making content on YouTube? Yes, but don't stop there. What's that website? Pinterest. I feel like putting maybe ads or things on there. Facebook, Instagram, like go on all the different social media type shops. I feel like don't just stop with Etsy. Start to branch out, because that will bring revenue to the Etsy as well, or just revenue in those other shops. The more ground you cover, the more you'll be able to bring in, is kind of how I would reference that. Song from Grandma Clara. American Girl by Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. American Girl. Perspective. What perspective could listening to this song give you about something you needed advice on? P.S. I am so proud of you. You don't hear it enough, but I need you to know I am proud of you. I see how far you've come, even when you don't. I see the way you keep going, even when it's hard. I see your strength in the quiet moments, in the choices no one notices. You have made it through so much, and you are still standing. You are doing better than you think, and I am so incredibly proud of you. My best friend and a graduation. It's like the perspective shift needed to level up in some way. Any messages from Daisy? Any messages from Daisy? The cycle you're breaking is the belief that you are not enough. You've already survived lessons that shaped you into who you are. I have Queen of Cups in reverse on the bottom. There's this message here of like, emotionally, you're able to walk through things that would have tripped you up in the past. So there's a need to acknowledge that and use that to your benefit right now. Will I move back to my hometown area or stay in this area? Move back, stay. I feel like you could do either. I feel like it's going to be a close call, but I feel like you'll more than likely end up staying. It's like if you made a pros and cons list, it feels like it would be very close, but there'd be some like major pros here that aren't there and cons here that aren't there. But ultimately, I feel like 10 of Cups here versus 9 of Cups there. I feel like I feel like there's almost this sense of finality that comes with not choosing to go back to your hometown area. Almost like that helps you close a certain chapter. And I feel like that may subconsciously factor in with your final decision to stay where you're at. What can I do to maximize my healing while in CA and a song? The Times They Are a Changin' by Bob Dylan. Maximize your healing. Transmutation. Loving yourself through the pain that comes up, the wounds that come up, the thoughts that come up, the patterns that arise or that are brought to your attention. Not blaming, shaming, or like being angry at yourself for it, but saying, okay, what can I do with this now? Now that I know this was a thing in the past, what can I do to not make it a thing in the future if I don't want it to be? Transmutation, sitting with it and transmuting it, not suppressing it. Will I be successful in a spiritually based business? Will I be successful in a spiritually based business? I feel like there's more work to do before you can get there to reconnect to yourself. I feel like starting it now would cause the focus to be externally instead of healing that's still needed internally. Can you get there? Yes. But it's almost like a need to like reparent yourself first. Like creating or teaching or coming up for yourself the tools that you could use in those more triggering moments, because it can be heavy at times. So as to not bring your healing backwards, there's a need to have the tools in place. So you can get there, yes, but I feel like there's work first. I went to an interview Tuesday. I feel like this is my job. What can you tell me? If they don't get back to you right away, don't worry too much. It feels like they may drag their feet at making a decision, but that's nothing to be worried about. No, it feels very up in the air. I feel like it's going to take a minute if they do decide, and I feel like they're deciding between two people. If this isn't it, something's coming very soon, is how I would word that. I feel like it's up in the air, and I'm wondering if that's depending on if the other person accepts the position or not first. But it feels like if that isn't the case, then something is coming right behind this. Is Kyle only interested in being work buddies? I notice when our relationship starts to grow, he puts space between us. It's kind of giving a little bit of a game. Like I'm playing the long run, kind of keeping you at a distance, seeing if I want to go in that direction. I don't just yet though, because I'm trying to figure other things out. So I may be a little bit sending mixed signals, but I'm not ready to go forward with anything, which is why I back off. Learning to Fly by the Weepies came on. Learning to Fly by the Weepies. I'm learning to let myself feel emotions, but I'm not there yet. I'm feeling a bit disheartened. Message from my guides, please. Message from my guide. Oh. Whatever's happening right now, it's like a layer of an onion peeling away so you can find the way back to yourself, but it feels like you're losing something that was yourself because that was a layer that had been there for a long time as like a defense mechanism or protection of sorts. So throat chakra, interesting. So with the family situation, this is kind of like learning what to do with the energy that is attached to the words that don't have anywhere to go right now. Like, you won't be heard out right now. What else can you do with that energy? That's what's happening right now that makes you feel like there's a layer of you being stripped away that you need it, but it's just that that layer was protecting a raw wound, and now the wound is exposed. Message from Sean. Message from Sean. Okay. 8 and 9. Very heavy energy, because that would be swords. The cycle you're breaking is letting pain define your choices. You've already survived lessons that shaped you into who you are. So there's a need to approach a situation not in survival mode, but in the mode of knowing that things are going to end up working out, like an energy of hopefulness instead of like, oh, what's the point? It feels like switching your energy in a particular situation is what the guidance is here. And the 3 of Swords, broken heart on the back. So it feels like a situation that's very emotionally draining. Oh, it's a locket. A very important, in reference to a very important connection or relationship in your life. Is this long distance relationship something I'm supposed to be doing? It's teaching you something. It's teaching you when it's time to stop pouring effort into something that doesn't seem to be progressing. But to learn that lesson, it would need to get to that point so you could identify that it's not doing that and then say, okay, it needs to change or progress or walk away. So it's helping you complete a necessary, like, checking a box of a lesson that was needed to show that you learned. It's not you learning the lesson, it's you showing you learned the lesson from the past. Message from my higher self with a song and token. See, I put it in a little jar now and I mixed them all together. Rain cloud. Well, I guess it wanted to be a horse. Rain cloud and horse. Rain cloud and horse. So rain cloud would be rainy day. Horse would be galloping forward. Is there some kind of project or lifestyle change that you've been on the fence about? This is like, don't talk yourself out of it. Go forward with it. You'll actually get more out of it than you may be thinking. Because workhorse, like, most people's normal amount of effort is your small amount of effort. So like, you putting in a lot of effort to something is extra effort to another person. So you can have bigger ripple effects over what would be a smaller lifestyle change, if that makes sense. What do my guides need me to address to be the highest version of myself? I want to word this as, you know exactly what it is, you just need to do it. It's what shows up the most in your patterns of your day to day. Reactive abuse. Control wound. What way do you respond or react when you feel like you've lost control of a situation? Do you numb, suppress, get angry, enraged, try to over control, try to roll the dice on control? Like, what is the way that you address that? Because tracing that back to the root will show you the wound that needs to be addressed. Message for love. There's a need to wait it out and kind of You're not waiting for the answer to come externally. You're waiting for the internal smoke or fog to clear so that you can see the answer that's already there. So the answer is not going to be found outside of you. The answer is already there waiting for the right opportunity for the fog to clear. So trust that that will happen in divine timing when you've had all the other pieces to make that make sense. Will I hear from MG today and be given a start date? No, not today. And is it possible your start date would be a little bit further out in the future than you would anticipate? I don't know if this is like you already have something and you're just waiting for the start date, or if it's like up in the air still. But there's some up in the airness here. Death on the bottom. It's like something is changing. Not maybe necessarily in a bad way, just in more of like a need for patience way, or like a almost like a why are they dragging this out type of way is how that feels. Are my downstairs neighbors planning to move out? Saw a rent van that they were using last night. Are they moving out? Maybe not all of them. Somebody's moving, but I don't think it's everyone. Is there multiple people in the house, or could it be that somebody's moving in? It feels like not all pieces are moving, but some movement is happening. Any messages from my brother C? Any messages from my brother C? Rest is important because silence is where you'll hear my voice the loudest. Look in the unseen. That random thought about me was not random. Trace it back. It's like I'm trying to get your attention, but your mind is too busy. So you need to give it a rest so you can hear me. Apple, I'm trying to teach you something. I'm trying to show you the right perspective on something, but you need to quiet your mind to hear me. Trying to find Ethic by Justin Stone is the song. Should mom go ahead and start her dream of small business? If she's going to do it, she needs to do it. Like, it's not like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Like, almost like there needs to be kind of like, I want this done by this deadline, this done by this deadline. And starting it would be a path of meeting those planned deadline goals, right? I feel like if she can get like 10 of them planned out of this is my goal for this date, this is my goal for this date, they don't have to be set in stone, but if she can show the trajectory in that way, that's how she knows she's ready. Like if she can plan it that far out ahead. Now that can still change, it's not set in stone, but it's like doing that will help her see, okay, well, if I'm planning to do that, let me backtrack and do this a little bit differently now so that I'm on track for that. You know what I mean? I feel like that's, once she can do that, then it's go. Why did B say she wanted to be friends and now won't communicate? It's kind of giving I only have the energy for one friend at a time, and I met another one. The Tower. Yeah, it's kind of giving I only have attention for one person at a time. And that person may swap out very easily in this person's life, is kind of how that reads. Message and song. We Want Change by High Res and What About Us by Pink. I shuffled it and then I went back to it. It's like there are these two different pieces of your life that are coming together timing wise. So like something wrapping up over here and something wrapping up over here, or something beginning and something beginning. The timing of the two of them are meant to work together in some important way. It's like showing you that something that was held back is now able to make progress because you're able to kind of learn from this area and bridge it into that area. Kind of seeing it like a web, like kind of like this, I guess. It's like you come full circle in some way, and now progress comes from bridging two elements of your life together. New member, thank you. I don't think I got that deck out. Make sure the people you are trying to take to the top to you actually want to see you at the top. Be mindful of who you're giving access to your plans right now before they come to all the way to fruition. Been working with Sacred Woundings deck. Emotional repression and third eye blockage keeps coming up. Can you elaborate? Emotional repression. There's our emotional repression. Page of Swords in reverse. So our third eye is the eye that sees inward and outward and can kind of like, because I know this inward, this outward thing means that. It like is the bridge. It's like the translator, right? When there's something we don't want to see internally, we can kind of start to put saran wrap over that third eye on the inside, right? We're like, I don't want to really look at that wound. I'm going to cover it. That then simultaneously happens on the external third eye. So as you're starting to peel away the internal third eye, your external third eye is starting to open, and there may be some, oh no, last time I had that feeling, I saw something internally I didn't want to see. So subconsciously, I'm going to try and shut that down, but I'm also trying to feel and see internally. So Two of Wands, see the little bus? It's like, internally you're doing the work, and then externally you're starting to like recognize patterns and things like that, and it may be kind of freaking you out a little bit to the point where you're starting to shut down the emotions again. So that's how they're correlated. So trusting that you've faced all the emotions that were hard to face internally, now you don't need to repress when you experience that third eye opening externally. Let me get a token. Bubblegum. You don't need to wait for it to blow up in your face. Why does that feel like your husband giving that reference? It's not going to blow up in your face if you feel your feelings. Bubblegum. Any idea where my wedding ring was lost? Wedding. Is there like a little... It's a snake and a mask and a water thing. A snake and a mask and a water thing. Do you have any type of water fountain thing by a garden, or like by a bush, or maybe not a water fountain, but a water where water piles or pools in the yard? Is this close to home or far from home? 4. Close to home or far from home? 4. 4 is halfway in between the furthest place you go and home. Would you have like a parent's house or a friend's house that you were at that has like a watery thing like that? It doesn't feel like it's at the house, because 4 would not be home. 1, 2, maybe 3 would be home. To Death and rebirth. Outside. Outside, little watery thing, not at the house. That's kind of what I'm getting. Hopefully that helps. Where was I on this list? One second, I lost my place. Will my job change even more in the coming weeks, and will I be able to manage it? Will it change? Yes. Will you be able to handle it? You're going to have to adapt. It's not something that you won't also be needing to change something because of. Like, it changes and makes the way that you do something also have to change. Will you be able to handle it? Yes. But it's like, it feels like, will you be able to handle it? Yes, because it's like this feeling of, well, I got to figure something out because what else am I going to do? Like, I need to figure something. I need to figure out a way to handle it. So I need to come up with that way and then enact that way. So it doesn't feel to be necessarily like pleasant, but also doable. Something big. Because of someone making a decision to change something additional. What is the money wound root that is affecting my building community, and can I free it up myself? Conditional love wound. So conditional love wound and money wound. This could translate to like perfectionism. Like, if I'm not being 100% perfect, then I don't deserve to have the money that I'm charging for what I'm doing. It could be something that translates like that. Could also be this feeling of like there not being enough. Like, I don't have enough energy, talent, whatever, to produce the amount of money I need. And that could be a subconscious showing up in your patterns. Yes, you can fix it yourself with a shifting of perspective. Now that you know it's a mindset of lack, and a mindset of lack associated with, if I'm not blank, then blank. Look for those trains of thought and go in a different direction. If I'm not perfect, then I can't charge that. If I'm not going 10 steps over the extra mile, then I need to not put it out there in that way, type of thing, for example. Is my intuition right about my son? Is my intuition right about my son? Yes and no. Yes, but something has not developed to the extent that you fear it has. So like, you think something's at an 8, it's like at a 6, right? But so like, are you right? Yes, but there's also like a little bit of like worry or fear or something that's amping up the intensity of what you know, right? So, and it also feels like there's something you don't see about someone that's connected to this in some way. Oh, let me do these. The jabs were more from a place of attack. She was in a fine mood. It was like they weren't from her. Interesting. Okay, so I said emotions that I want to unload on you because you're my safe place. The jabs were more from a place of attack. She was in a fine mood. So, like, I'm experiencing things internally that I don't understand. And because I don't understand them, I'm acting the way that they're making me feel. And I'm doing that to you so that you can maybe understand the feelings that I don't understand internally and can help me know what to do with them. She was in a fine mood. Why was she in a fine mood? Inside, I look fine. No, outside, I look fine. Internally, there's an imbalance of pain versus avoidance because I don't understand it. Can't pick that up. There we go. The world in reverse. Is there something that you maybe dealt with her that there was like, it's like, okay, in the past we had to deal with this. We don't deal with it anymore, but it could be still a lingering issue, but without the symptoms of something? Or emotions tied to a past event that weren't all the way processed and are surfacing in a way that she can't understand? Clarifier. Is that an abandonment wound or an unworthiness wound? Abandonment wound. Unworthiness wound. Where's my hand? Unworthiness wound. Abandonment wound. So the original abandonment wound is hidden deeply. The unworthiness wound, when triggered, triggers the abandonment wound, but the abandonment wound is the deeper wound. This is the one that you keep real private and try to disappear it even from your own memory. Like it's like, I don't even want to know that that's there, so I'm going to bury it with something. What do you bury it with? Unworthy. If I convince myself I'm unworthy, then the abandonment doesn't hurt that bad because I deserved it. That's kind of like the subconscious programming of where our mind will go until we heal the deeper part of that. Unworthy triggered right now from feeling segregated from your family. So that's why that's triggered, which is then triggering the abandonment wound. It like, think of it like sending little shock waves down. Like if the wounds are like metal, let's just imagine them as metal. And a trigger is like lightning striking and it hits the first metal and then that vibrates down and hits the second metal. And now it's like everything feels like, why is you get all tense? And it's because that's like vibrating and like just shaking in a way, right? Hypothetically. That's what's happening. It feels. Message for the weekend with a token or song. Don't like that. Outnumbered by Dermont Kennedy. It's an angel's wing with a clock and number 17. Something that you planned to go one way is not going to go according to plan, but you need to trust that that's because divine timing is in play. But it's not you. It's not like you that doesn't do some kind of plan. It's like plans that you had that involve something externally. The external factor of the plan doesn't go. Something needs more time is what this is. And there's a need for patience. It's going to go there to a state of like improving, but just not yet. I feel like, okay. I feel like your husband wants to say something, but then we have these two that just like came out. The path looks very windy. Trust that you're being led straight through the obstacle. Our connection is the strongest when you notice the little signs I send, like this one. 17 to 27 may be significant. Oh, number 1. Doubt is a test. Faith is the answer. Okay. So you may doubt that you made the right decision or that you did the right things because of it taking longer, but have faith because he said to, with this little flying token, that it's because divine timing is in play. Interesting. It's like, let me finish off this message nice and strong. Therapy session by NF came on. Oh, because if you get frustrated, you can just talk to him. Is the man or woman moving out, and is there a dog moving in? Is the man or woman moving out? I would say the woman. No, I don't feel like a dog is moving in. I feel like the woman is likely moving out, or it's another woman that's moving in, but I feel like the guy is staying put. Will I manifest a like-minded friend this year? As a Gemini, I miss real communication. It almost feels like is there a way to just kind of write down all the things that you never got to say to past people and just get rid of that energy, like burn it, throw it out, soak it in water, whatever you want to do with it. But like, it almost feels like a cork of energy that like, if you remove said cork and that's all dumped out, then there's like not this, the newness of a new friendship would be approached differently. I feel like trying that can help to, because you do have this like lifelong friend that's like over here, but all this is going on. So like maybe that will be what brings in this lifelong friend, because you'll both be kind of ready to start fresh, I guess, as like a new version of yourselves. Is my older brother getting rental monthly for the apartment in Japan, or did he sell it when my father passed away 8 years ago? Is he getting rental monthly? Would it make sense if how would that be done? I like, this feels to me like I'm getting something from this, but it's not in my name. Like, could it be transferred to someone else's name and then they get a cut, but he still collects for it? It feels like that. Almost like if you look for a paper trail, it's not going to be there connected to him directly, but he's still getting the money from it. That's how I would word this. But again, I feel like that other person's getting a cut. Like, this would be like, hey, have these payments go to you. You get 20%. Don't ask any questions. Okay. It feels like that kind of situation. How will my dad's health be this year? How will my dad's health be this year? Not necessarily getting worse, but not improving either. But there's this feeling of like constantly sitting on edge. Like, is something going to happen? Is something going to happen? But I feel like it doesn't. Like, it doesn't get worse, but it doesn't get better. Is this blurry? The Emperor in reverse on the bottom. I feel like he has to make some kind of major change that he doesn't love. Like something that's inconvenient for him. That's like, crap, I don't want to do this type of thing. But it feels like that is going to be a necessity of some sort. Will Shelly's illness help mend the rift in our family? No. Like it could, but it feels like somebody's a drama queen. Like it has the potential to, but anytime it looks to start going that way, someone who this Queen of Wands in reverse is like a drama queen. It's like the person who runs and continues what everybody else wants to put down type of thing. I feel like it would if it wasn't for that individual, but I feel like it's not going to because of that individual, even though it has the potential to. Would the park give me what I'd like for my home or sell it outright? Would the park give you what you'd like? Sell it outright. I feel like you'll get slightly more if you sell it outright. However, it will take longer. But I don't know if it's like you're kind of getting the same price, but you have to pay out the park. If it's not that, then you'd get slightly. If it's not that like you'd get the same amount, but you'd have to pay them out, then you'd get slightly more selling it outright. But I feel like doing it that way is going to take more time. Like they maybe know people who are interested or something like that, or it's like there's less hassle. I feel like it'd be better to go with the them doing it, even if you make a little bit less. It like I guess I'd say it feels more guaranteed. And less room for like unexpected things. Were my spirit guides communicating messages to me when I had lunch with Rachel Saturday? Trying to get your attention to make some kind of choice more quickly. Trying to get your attention to make some kind of choice more quickly. Propeller fan, 5, change. Choice to make more quickly. To bring something to your attention in the moment. Almost like to confirm something that you were wondering or thinking about. Does my family have a generational curse regarding money and wealth? I seem to be the most affected by this. Hesitating to make decisions that feel more risky but have higher rewards. So like maybe taking certain chances on yourself. A fear of being seen or perceived, especially when there could be a failure attached to it, or fear of being seen or perceived and feeling like maybe you're not ready to be in that position. So it's almost like this it shows up as hiding oneself because of lack of confidence in feeling ready. And then the patterns that stem from that is where you get the money wound from. I'm going to do the giveaway in 3 minutes. I'm just going to, how am I going to do this? Interesting. Oh, I can use this screen. I think I'm going to have you all write like one same word for everyone, and then I'm just going to close my eyes and pick. It's for this copy of Sacred Woundings. It has like a little birthmark. It's not supposed to be there. So anyway, okay. I'll do 2 more and then I'll do that giveaway. Message from my cat, Charlie. Is she the one that I feel walk on my bed? Is she? Not the animals coming out. Page of Pentacles is like, oh, definitely. Horse, dog. Page of Pentacles is like, I learn how to communicate with you in ways that you'll know it's me. And I try to make it very obvious. Dog, horse. I would say yes. Does my mom realize that ignoring my birthday this week was the last straw? Does she realize that? I don't love this. This is kind of like, would it make sense if I said this is her pushing you to the edge, knowing that it's your last straw, but seeing if your last straw would really be your last straw? Because if what I think is your last straw isn't really your last straw, it just shows me I can act with that whichever way I want, and that it will never be your last straw. So it's like, I've thought of that, but I'm willing to risk it to see exactly how far I can push it. It's weird energy. Yeah, like I know, but I'm trying to see if that amount of hurt will make it so that you don't continue to talk to me. Because if you do, then I know that I can act which way I want, is how that feels. All right, I'm gonna go on this screen, so I can go to the bottom. Okay, everyone type in, anyone who wants to enter the giveaway. I'm just gonna pick right now. What should I do? Everyone, type in giveaway like this. Giveaway. Okay, type in giveaway like I just did. And then I'm going to let that roll for a minute. And then in a minute, I will close my eyes and scroll. I'll give you time because I know that it's... Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me turn off the timer thing. Hold on 1 second. Members, readings. Slow mode off. Okay, did I do it? Okay, slow mode should be off. Someone please, dear God, remind me to turn that back on when we're done. Where's my other screen now? Is that it? Yeah. Okay, so don't move that one. This one. Okay. There we go. I will let that roll for like we'll do till 11:33. So 11:33. And don't worry, I still have the spot over here where I was. It turned off slow mode, right? Let me double check. Save. Oh, isn't that funny? The Reckoning song is playing. Oh, and let me think. If I click on one and it happens to be a question instead of it saying giveaway, I'll just click on a different one, just so it's fair. You know what I mean? Let me make sure I turn this off. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, slow mode is off. Okay. Okay. Okay, we got 1 minute left, and then I'll do the giveaway, and we will start. Okay, 11:33. All right, let me how am I gonna do this? Start at the top. Okay. I'm going to scroll back and forth on this. Let me put my head down. Am I going the right way? That goes down, that goes up. That goes down, that goes up. Did I click on one? Okay. Eagles, Stars, and Stripes. You won the giveaway. Please email me thereckoning.ak@gmail.com with your address. All right, let me get back to questions. Thank you everyone for entering. If I find any more with birthmarks, I will do another giveaway. Okay. Message from my spirit guides. Message from my spirit guides. Something is dismantling so that it can be rebuilt here. And it feels like it's so you can see yourself in action rebuilding it. So if something feels to be blocked or falling apart or going in a direction you didn't expect, it's actually putting you on the path to fix it in your own way, which would be better than how it was previously built. Will Mike get the job offer he was holding out for and with the money he requires? Okay, didn't mean to do all them, but they needed to come out, I guess. Let's see. Yes, gets it. Not immediately requires, but has the potential to build up to it. So this is like in 6 months, we'll give you this amount of raise, or if you meet this goal, we'll give you this amount of bonus. It's like, it feels like that kind of thing. So it doesn't feel like immediately, but it feels like he can build there. But it feels like there's some kind of sacrifice right off the bat. Some kind of like, oh man, I wish that could be a little bit different, but okay, I'll take it anyway type of thing. Feels like that. Will T get the job we found for him with ambulance company? Either not for the position he would expect. So maybe it's like you're this first to work up to that type of thing. Or I end up finding something else in the meantime and taking that instead. There is something coming, but it's like there's something switching about it, if that makes sense. Sunseeker Steve. Let me see if I see. I just see hello and thank you. Oh, I did intuition right about my son. Where was I now? 1 second. Woke up today at 4 a.m. Was that a download or a message? Was that a download or a message? Kind of feels more like a download than a message, even though 8 of Wands is communication, which is what was confusing me. But 4 of Swords and 3 of Pentacles in reverse, not a message, but like a download about a previous conversation, if that makes sense. Like an understanding of a previous conversation that you didn't have before. Maybe like, okay, so woke up, right? So in your dream, something happened that brought an awareness to your consciousness of a different way to perceive a conversation. And you woke up from that. That's kind of how that feels. Message from Pat. Message from Pat. If you could see what I see now, you'd realize how far you've already come. The cycle you're breaking is a story that no longer serves you. Threes or alignment seems significant. And there's this like graduation feeling. It's like acknowledging that you recently broke some kind of pattern here, and you need to give yourself a little bit more credit for how much that took. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Oh, that's what you did. Life gave you lemons and you learned how to make lemonade from it. And you need to give yourself more credit for that because in the past you wouldn't have always done it that way. Let me go back to this other screen over here. Any messages from my friend Equasia or Grandma? The moon in reverse came out. Gotta tell you something. Which one of them would word something like, I gotta tell you something? Gotta tell you something real quick. Gotta tell you something. What I want you to remember about me is we are not just memories. We are a story still being written. So it's not what I want you to remember about me. It's that I want you to know that I am still here with you. And the moon in reverse, I've been trying to show you that. You're going to notice a certain song playing when you need it the most. So I feel like this person has been showing up through music and they're trying to confirm that. No, I think it was that first song. Oh, what was it? Into the Mystic by Van Morrison. 2013 may be significant. Angel's Wings and a Clack. That's the second time that came out today for that. Will this be my last time on Earth? Will this be my last time on Earth? No. This is like returning with a higher path. So I don't really know if that means like, I don't feel like it means like spirit guide. I feel like it means you're coming back because the world's reversed. 8 of Wands to communicate something. It's like you come back on a solely spiritually led path. Like almost like a life that feels like a you're here for the greater good, not yourself type thing. It feels like not that that's not the case now, but that it feels like that's innately what that lifetime is about. Her brain surgery, the things she said totally relate. How do I help? Oh, okay. Okay, experiencing things I don't understand. Putting that on you. Interesting. Okay. How do you help? Taking quick action to put down the burden in a vulnerable way. Put down the burden in a vulnerable way. How do you help? Is there like okay, so the reference I'm getting is like punching a pillow or screaming into a pillow. Like, is there something that the two of you can do together when she's experiencing that? Like, okay, I understand you're feeling angry. You scream into this pillow. I'm going to do the same thing. Let's do that. And then let's talk about it. Or let's do that and be silent. And then over time, let me try and get you to talk about it. Like after I've shown you that you're not alone in this feeling that feels not understandable because you don't yet have the tools to understand it, as in her. So it feels like that. Like if you can put yourself on the same level where she's like, oh look, I'm not alone, like you too, you experience that too, you're yelling into the pillow too, you're punching the pillow too, now we're both angry, cool, now I feel safe to talk about it. It feels like that could potentially help. It could be like I don't know, like how long, like the brain maybe is still going back together, and like the opposite of growing pains, like a, I don't know, like re-strengthening discomfort, I guess is how I could word that. I'm going back to work after years of staying home with my kids. Should I try to start my own business in my former career field or go back to school for something else? Former career field. Something else. No, former career field. It's almost like you had an idea before where you were like, I should do that with this career field, and then life got in the way, and now you're meant to go back to that you picked up before but had to put down. Yeah, it doesn't feel like you should go on to something new entirely. I also feel like maybe you don't necessarily have time and stuff to start from the ground on something new because you have a lot of other responsibilities. So I feel like the skill set you already have is the right path for you right now. Oh, they're a couple. So is she moving out or is someone else moving in? Nah, I think they're not a couple anymore. Or something's going on. Maybe they need a little bit of space. Completion, disappointment, forward movement. Or maybe they're having someone come in to, like, what's that word? Intermediate, but I feel more like they need space. Timing of Rachel's kidney transplant. Timing of Rachel's kidney transplant. If you have a time frame, I think it's going to be a little bit delayed by 1 to 3 weeks or months, depending how spaced out this whole thing has been. If this is something that is like urgently needing to happen right now, it's numbers 1 to 3 are significant. So depending on the situation, that could be 1 to 3 months from now if things are already up and running, or if you're waiting for something and there's a date set, I would say be mindful of a potential 1 to 3 month wiggle room. Action is slower in a way you're not happy about. Sun in reverse. I feel most confident in saying 1 to 3 months after whatever time frame right now you're thinking. What's Zeke's current thoughts about me? Does he find me attractive? What is Zeke's current thoughts about you? I almost want to say you don't all the way feel like this person's type. Not that they don't find you attractive for you, but like for their type seems different, if that makes sense. And while they may toy around and be flirty at times with this 3 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, like I walk up to the line type of thing, but I feel like their type is different, if that makes sense. Will it be worth it if I continue to be patient and work toward a future in my relationship, or is it smarter to walk away? Be patient and work toward a future. Smarter to walk away. Depends if you want to build your future by yourself with someone else that isn't really helping to carry the bricks of it, or if you want to build with someone. Humble and Kind by Tim McGraw. Like, I feel like you could stay in this relationship and make it continue to last, but I feel like it's going to continue to feel like you're waiting for yourself to just have had enough. And I feel like the more that this person doesn't carry those bricks with you, the more you're going to get closer to feeling like you've had enough. So I feel like it could go either way. It's up to you, but it's depending on if you want to actually feel like you're on a team or not. And you sent that at 11:11 my time. What will be the overall experience if I go on this popular YouTuber's stream? It'll be a good learning experience going forward. You're not going to fall on your face in any way that you're potentially worried about, but you may later be like, oh, those like shoulda, coulda, woulda. It's like, oh, I could have said that, or oh, I wish I would have said that. But it feels like also at the same time, it's good experience for if you were to do it again. I feel like you're going to feel a little bit out of your element, but I also feel like that will be something that you put in the toolbox for later. I would say do it, Chariot. I would say do it. Will I hear from my friend anytime soon, or is my intuition correct about the deliberate silence? Will you hear from them anytime soon? It's giving like I feel like I need to choose between you and someone else or something else. I know you said friend, but like it feels like that like is kind of the energy behind why you haven't heard from them. Is your intuition right about the deliberate silence? Yeah, I'm trying to create distance by not communicating. For a purpose. 3 of Wands, for a purpose. Trying to create distance by not communicating for a purpose. I would say yes, your intuition's right. How is my father-in-law's health? How is my father-in-law's health? Looks better externally than actually is externally. It looks better externally than actually is internally. Something not working together as it should, but not having external effects. But it doesn't feel like anything like catastrophic. It just feels like something. Knight of Swords, the King of Swords in reverse. Something that if left unaddressed will get worse, but if treated could be maintained. Insight on what my mom needs to do or change to find more happiness this year. She needs to do or change to find more happiness. Okay, so 3 of Cups is the bridge between external conflict and internal lack of self-exploration. She needs friends or like someone to just like, I feel like besides you, because it's different, obviously, but like this is like, I don't know, or maybe if it is you, you could do like friend date type things. This is like, I need to just see myself healing. I need to see myself healing. And the only way I can see myself healing is see those moments when I'm enjoying myself and I'm happy. So like, I need to do things to make me feel that way so I can notice that that's happening, so I can change patterns that are keeping me from being that happy. Yeah, social queen. Maybe some kind of like, I don't know, like book club or like something similar to that. Like maybe you could each join a book club together and like, I don't know, something like, it doesn't have to be a book club. That's just what I'm thinking for some reason. Give me a token. I was gonna say, if that's a book, I'm gonna lose it. It's a campfire. So yeah, like maybe little staycations, maybe little camping trips. It's like I need to see myself having fun so I can remember that I can be happy. Like I can't choose happiness if I feel like that is not an option. Should my dad get surgery for his knees and ankles? Should he get surgery for his knees and ankles? Is there something else they can try first? You can't always get what you want by the Rolling Stones is playing. Can't always get what you want. Is there something he's avoiding doing that they were like, hey, we need you to do this differently, and he just isn't? Because it feels like that could be the determining factor. Like it could prevent the need for surgery if those doctor instructions were followed, or like advice type thing. But should he get it? No, I feel like there's something else that can be tried first. Is there any signs my friend Colby that has passed is sending? Any signs he's sending? What we give in love lasts far beyond our time. Who holds the missing piece? A message was intercepted. Was there something I tried to say before I left? I'm trying to give you signs to complete a conversation that we never got to complete. Or I'm trying to give you confirmation that I never got to give you about a conversation that we had. A clock. Or no, not a clock. A compass. I'm trying to point you in the direction. I'm trying to point you in the direction of something I never got to tell you. Or like never got to say where something was, or to look at something. This could be like leading you to a specific video that gives an understanding of something the two of you talked about that never got to come to completion because of his passing, type of thing. Will my husband and I move again? If yes, when and where to? Will my husband and I move again? I feel like that's not really in the trajectory right at the moment. Not that it couldn't be, because the tower's reversed. So like if you wanted to plan to do that, you could. I just feel like the plans aren't in motion yet, or something's holding back that from being the best option. Could you? Yes. Is it trajectory going there right now? No. When could it? You have to get back to the planning stages. I don't feel like it's something that could happen in under a year, but maybe within a year's time frame once you start planning it and taking action on it. Okay, I'm up to the giveaway ones. Let me scroll past this. Message from my guides and a song. I'm in the wrong playlist. I Won't Back Down by Tom Petty is the song. There's something you're being guided to overcome by strongly and confidently using your voice, but not raising your voice. I don't feel like you do that anyway. But that quote that's like, don't raise your voice, improve your argument, comes to mind in this. So long as you do that, you'll be fine in whatever that is. Oh, thank you. I need to turn slow-mo back on. Oy vey. Okay, bear with me. I'm going to be very behind now. I didn't even realize that. Thank you, Disco Queen. I will make a video about this, the meaning behind the name, because there's one point where I almost changed it. I'll make a video about this. Can someone remind me in like a comment, not on a live, like a, so it shows up on my other screen? Oh no, I'm so sorry. My aunt passed yesterday. Does she have a message? Let me go back to my other playlist really quick. Under the Boardwalk by the Drifters. That gives me the feeling of like, I live in New Jersey, so like, but before I lived here, we used to come down for the summers and like walk on the boardwalk and stuff like that. It gives me that feeling, like summer vacation-y type aunt is the vibe I get from that. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. The path ahead of you requires faith, not just planning. Requires faith, not just planning. Some truths stay hidden until you're ready to find them. There's like some why of something or some what to do of or with something. Trust that it will be revealed in time. There's no need to stress about it. And also there's this feeling of like peace with this. Like, I don't know if she was sick for a while or under a lot of stress, but there's this feeling of like, I finally broke free. Breaking out of the shell. Couldn't pick that up. Okay. 1 second. Oh, that's the number of known donors to get a match. Interesting. Interesting. What can we know about that? Would it make sense if like one of the 3 matches ends up not necessarily being a match and they have to recheck the other 2 more thoroughly or something like that, and that's where the delay comes from? Because I have 1 to 3 again. 1, 1, 3. I feel like something like that is with the 1 to 3. It plays a role in there somehow. Was Brian Albert directly involved in the alleged self-delete of BPD officer John O'Keefe's partner, Pat Rogers? Directly involved. This is connected, but indirectly. I do something or don't do something that allows for what takes place to take place, but it's not my hand that does it, but I'm connected to it in some way. Message from my friend Mike H and a song or token. Mike H and a song or token. Love doesn't end. It just finds a new way to be felt. Who holds the missing piece? A friend, not family, has insight you wouldn't expect. It doesn't end. Would friend Mike be encouraging you to reach out to a mutual friend that the 2 of you had that would bring some kind of healing to you in a way that you wouldn't expect? Like, I reach out to this person that was a mutual, and I don't know, it like brings some fresh perspective on something else in my life unrelated, but that helps me move forward. Don't stop believing, and the yes card. It's like almost like your initial thought of what I just said, he's then saying yes to. Like, oh, this person, yes. Was the Idaho roommate's phone activity after the text, Insta, Indeed, taking pics, etc., avoiding thinking anything was wrong or something else? Interesting. Avoiding thinking something was wrong or something else. Avoiding thinking something was wrong. Not the most mature way to wrap up a situation. So I'm avoiding making a step that I know I need to make. Or something else. Moon in reverse, 3 of Pentacles, and also we're waiting for someone. Doing what we're doing while we're waiting for someone because we're avoiding making a next step in some way. That's how I would read that. Any messages from my mom and a song? I'm going to do 2 more and then I'm going to hop off. Any messages from my mom and a song? You're moving toward a breakthrough that will make everything worth it. I wish I could tell you that I send love every time you think of me. Devil Mask, number 15. Interesting. This is like acknowledging that there's something that I'm encouraging you to handle something in a better way because there may be a bit of an unhealthy coping mechanism appearing here. 10 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. Be mindful of the ways in which your inner child may need support right now, and be mindful of the ways that you may be coping in a way that represses those emotions instead of dealing with them. Where did I go? Oh, okay, Molly. There you go. Perfect. Any message from my higher self and advice? So now that you've done the healing, what are you going to do with the wisdom? There's something that now that you've had that experience that was difficult to go through, now there's a pattern that needs to be changed that hasn't been changed yet. A different way to show up for yourself, a different way to handle internal dialogue or planning, strategy, being seen, whatever it is. You've done the healing. Now, what do you do with the healing? What comes next from that? There's a perspective shift needed on what's possible. All right, everyone, I'm going to hop off. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to my mods. I do have my shelves back. I needed to move them because I needed to put the soundproofing behind them. And I have another shelf coming to replace that one because that one's a different one. But anyway, if anyone else has a lot of decks, look for media shelving because it's very thin instead of like a thick shelf. Like this is very thin. Anyway, I will talk to you all very soon.